we've got a new feature on our show. It's called Now and Then, a new franchise created for Virginia this morning, and we'll take you on a stroll down history lane and discover interesting and unique people and places and things. Richmond's been a great city for a long time, and a lot of great people have made an impact here. Today we feature Sarah Garland Boyd Jones, a real trailblazer in the medical community right here in Richmond. Take a look at her story.
Sarah studied medicine at Howard University.
In 1893, she came home to Richmond and started a 25-bed hospital on Baker Street. Unfortunately, the location of the hospital is just over there, and I-95 runs right through the middle of it.
Sarah was the first African-American woman physician to pass the Virginia Board of Medicine. Then Dr. Jones helped her husband, Miles, who had been a teacher, also attend Howard, and he also became a doctor. By 1902, the two Jones doctors were hosting monthly meetings of black physicians at their home at 908 North 3rd Street. Then, while Dr. Sarah Jones was still in her 30s, tragedy struck. She died suddenly. Her passing was a great loss to the city of Richmond, and the Richmond Hospital and Training School for Nurses was renamed in her honor.
The Sarah Jones Memorial Hospital moved to 1932 Overbrook Road back in 1945 and was renamed the Richmond Community Hospital. Now today it's a 104-bed facility in Church Hill, and while it no longer bears Sarah's name, she is mentioned with a lot of other prominent doctors from this region.
But just across the street from the Richmond Community Hospital is a very special clinic.
So a great lady,
fascinating.
Jess.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's interesting. She started her practice in the 1890s and had such a big impact that a hospital was named after her and a training center for African-American nurses. And then, they moved it down the street and to Church Hill. And at some point it got renamed the Richmond Community Hospital. But right across the street is that kind of clinic with her name on it. And that shot we had of me standing in front of all those photographs or drawings of all the other doctors, the reason that is there is because those doctors all chipped in and helped pay the price for building that clinic. And they were all doctors, African-American doctors from the community that said, we need a clinic. And they built that clinic and named it after her. And one other thing, the last time we did this feature, we talked about John Mitchell. And we said that he got into the newspaper business. He was the editor of the Richmond Afro-American. But we said he got into the newspaper business because he'd been a teacher, and the city passed a law in the 1890s saying black men couldn't teach. Sarah's husband, Miles, same story. He lost his job as a teacher and went to Howard and became a doctor instead. So it's interesting how things come together and turn out, but Sarah obviously was a driven, passionate woman about helping the community.
And in both of those instances, Bill, in spite of all that adversity, both men went on to redefine their careers and make a name for themselves in so many ways. Sarah's such an incredibly inspiring story. And what's really fascinating about Now and Then is all of this history is right here in front of us. I'm so excited that you're taking the time to feature.
Yeah, and a big thank you to Harry Kolatz from Richmond, who has so many stories. And that's where I found one of his books. He has books about pretty much everything Richmond. And I stumbled upon this story about those two people. And so thanks to Harry for helping us with that. And we've got a lot more stories with Now and Then. Some of them, they look pretty much the same, the places. And as we saw in that one, some of them changed a lot.
Big changes. Yeah.
All right, coming up in about 3 minutes, we're going to talk with an Emmy Award-winning winner about why she feels we should encourage our families to talk about mental health, another very important topic.